Yes, I am sitting on the floor in my dining room, but that's okay because today we're going to fix this. We're gonna fix this problem and we're gonna DIY a table. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing another DIY in the series of Revive This Rental. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I got to tackle a project, so I'm so excited to finally do this, to get some DIY in. So I don't know if you guys have seen this going around, but like bleaching your sounds so weird, but bleaching wood, and that's what we're going to be doing today. It seems like it should be pretty simple. I have been scouring the internet, marketplace, all the places to find a table. However, this time around, we got pretty darn close. So I'm gonna put the inspo picture here and you guys can see kind of what I'm going for. And just hold on. Okay, are you ready? This is the table. What? I can't even believe that I was able to find something like this. It was just meant to be. My patience has paid off. It did come with a set of chairs, but I'm not totally feeling the chairs, so they look different. And that's the other thing about thrifting and marketplace is a lot of times the pictures can be deceiving to what you see in person, and that happened to me, not with the table though, which I'm so glad, but with the chairs. Let's go get to work. So these are the only supplies that I used. Just a hand sander, some sandpaper, gloves, something to clean your furniture with before you start to sand it and bleach it. For the places that I cannot get with the hand sander, I'm using these sanding blocks. It's gonna make it a lot easier to get on like those really hard to reach places, especially the legs of the table. And then for the bleach, I'm just using regular household bleach. You can pick this up at Walmart, the dollar store, wherever you can get it. And then I'm just gonna apply it with a rag. Alright, so I wanted to show you what the table looks like up close and what we're working with. So these are the beautiful legs that I was telling you guys about. That's gonna be a little bit tricky to sand, but that's why we have those sanding blocks that I showed you earlier. And then I just made sure that the table was all nice and clean before I started sanding it. So the sanding part is what takes forever. This is going to be the longest part of the process, but it was actually kind of therapeutic in a really weird way. It was just really cool to see it, what I had in my mind start coming together. So this is going to be the part that takes the longest, and I think I had to go over it a lot to get that finish off. Because you want to expose the wood before you put the bleach on. You want to just have raw wood so that the bleach can just absorb into the wood. And so this is what took the longest time, but this is the most important part of the process. So make sure you don't skimp on this part. So now I want to show you what it looked like before we started sanding and what it looked like after we are making progress. This is the sanding block I was telling you guys about earlier that has that edge on it that's going to make it so much easier to get into those really hard to reach places. So I'm going to use this on the edges of the table and also around the table legs later on in the video. One thing I wanted to mention, I know every table is different, but for mine, I was okay with not getting these legs perfectly sanded down because they were extremely hard to sand. And I kind of like the imperfect look, but now it is the fun part to look like a crazy person and start applying the bleach. But yes, just make sure you have gloves and a mask because you don't want to breathe this stuff in. You don't want to get it on your skin. Common sense here. Also, I have to tell you that I kind of freaked out when I first started putting this on, and I was like, wait, what is going on? This is not looking like I thought it was going to look. And I had a mini panic attack. But this is the part of the project where you have to just trust the process. I was trying to figure out the best way to apply it, and that is not the way. So don't do that. I soon learned that just pouring it on the towel and then applying it to the wood was way better than just pouring it directly on the wood. So don't do that. So now you can start to see the bleach kind of doing its thing. The part on the left I haven't put bleach on, the part on the right I have, and it's starting to take out a lot of those reddish tones. But where I'm pointing at now is where I didn't sand it down enough. So now I gotta go in and sand it again. Once I finished sanding it after I applied the bleach for the first time, I did 2 more coats of bleach on the whole thing, and that's when you can see it really changing the color of the wood. I let all of that sit overnight and then came back and started working on the legs. Now these took a lot more coats of bleach, only because, like I mentioned earlier, these were really hard to sand down all the way, but that's okay because it's going to end up going together with the vibe that I'm looking for, so I'm okay with not getting it perfect. Once that was all done, I let it sit again overnight, and then I came in with this spray paint polyacrylic sealant. Now, if you're like me, you've only used like the ones that you apply with a brush or a roller. This one in a spray paint can is game changing, and I will probably almost always use it. It is so good. Highly recommend. Then I moved on to the very top of the table, and I made sure to get this really, really good because it's a table. I have 3 children, so I need to be able to wipe it down. And after owning this for almost 2 months now, it has held up so well. I ended up doing 2 coats of this, and then in between each coat, I made sure to sand it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to catch up on the rest of the Revive This Rental series, I will leave the links to that down below. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.